Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles.
Hey, yo, I see you, man.
Brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Hey, yo, Shawn Porter, hold tight. We coming out there.
Live from Los Angeles.
Hey, yo, put your headphones on, man.
It's time for the main event of the
Here it
evening.
is. I'll be the one with the rollie on.
Don't look at me, man. What's up?
He always look right when
Why
it
are you
starts.
looking at us?
He looks at me every time, and it seems like there's some kind of an inside joke, and I'm always like checking my shirt. Like I'm like, is my fly down? I'm not wearing jeans.
Now y'all the ones with the inside jokes this evening.
What?
I don't think they're.
What's
inside
going on?
jokes.
Like, so get it out.
No, I
Say it or do it.
I said, somewhat respectfully, I think this is your worst outfit yet.
Yeah, you made me real nervous. You know, none of us involved in gangs or nothing like that. We're church going people. We don't want no problems. His tie's making me real nervous.
No,
I'm
real nervous.
I'm more concerned with the pants and the pants length. I like the Monopoly socks.
zoom in on that right quick. Zoom in on that.
Don't zoom in. You don't.
Yeah,
need
zoom
to.
in on the
No,
Monopoly socks.
He got the
This is
Sammy
my
Davis
life, okay,
tap dancing shoes.
this is my life.
If there's one thing that's pulling the outfit up, it's the socks. Everything else is bad. There was an interview with Kevin Garnett.
The watch is clean.
Yeah, I'm not one for watches.
Okay.
But there was an interview with Craig Sager, the late Craig Sager, and Kevin Garnett, and he was like,
Shout out to Craig Sager.
yeah, R.I.P.
Swag.
And he was like, Kevin Garnett was like, burn the whole outfit. He was like, everything.
I've seen that.
He was
I've seen
like,
that.
the
I've seen that.
jacket,
I've
the
seen that.
pants, the shoes, the socks, just burn it. That, other than the
Burn
socks.
it?
Yeah, I'm not feeling the tie at all.
Man, listen, man, I had to go to my reserves.
You look like
okay?
you're gonna be in Caddyshack 3. If there is there a Caddyshack 2? There's a Caddyshack 2, but I don't think it was good.
I don't know.
But you're
Man,
in
listen,
Caddyshack 3.
All right. This I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can respect
This is a 10-minute outfit. All right.
Let's give him a pass, man. It's been his birthday week.
This is a 10-minute outfit.
Hey, my man is like, oh, I almost said that wrong. My man is like a lady. He almost said something besides a lady.
No.
Yeah. He's like a lady. He celebrated a whole week of birthday.
What's wrong with that?
You got a day.
What's wrong with that?
My man literally texted me.
Are
like,
you new to it?
What I say? What I say?
Are you new to it?
What I say?
Because he gets down with the weeks.
I know. You know I ain't getting down. I ain't got time. I ain't give you that much time.
I don't mind the week.
I think I seen you 3 out of the 5 or 6 days.
3 out of
I think we ended up doing 7 days.
I do enjoy a week of festivities when there's a variety of things going on.
And for me,
sure.
I don't really duplicate the days. You know what I mean? So don't hate on
I
it.
prefer to have my me time.
Played some basketball.
Okay.
Played some volleyball.
Sean, nice
sir.
at basketball?
He's okay.
I ain't hooped
he's-
in a minute.
It's a lot of mid-range jumpers.
Okay.
That he lives in the mid-range. Nice little reverse layup.
He's
game,
all right,
but
volleyball guy.
You get him out on the 3-point line.
I'm not the best
Hey,
in volleyball.
Hey,
Let's be
volleyball
honest.
was nice.
Can we talk about it? The 3 of us were all on the same team and came out with a couple
was
victories.
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, we went on a run like the Warriors.
Yeah,
we was down like 19-9 or something. We went on a run and won.
I would say more similar to when the Cavs were losing 3-1 and came back to beat the Warriors.
Dang, you want to
But-
go with Warriors? We
Yeah, I
want
was
to run
gonna cut
now.
them down,
We
but-
want to run.
Let me do the disclaimer real quick. Welcome to the Porterway Podcast. I'm your official host, Showtime Shawn Porter, Carson A. Merck, Anthony Bernard. We still trying to figure out a nickname for this guy. So.
It's Ant.
Please
That
hire
is the nickname.
But you not an ant. You not somebody's auntie. I think of that every time I hear ant. I do. I be like,
I think of Anthony Durrell.
you do?
Yeah.
I think
Shout
of
out.
ant. Every time I hear ant, I'll be like, that's not my auntie.
Every time I hear Ant, I think of me.
You're supposed to. You're supposed. Look, we still looking for a nickname for
No,
Ant.
we not.
We going with Ant, but you know, if y'all could mix it up a little bit,
Ant.
Domino or something like that.
Domino.
And,
I don't
you
even
know,
play dominoes.
You black. I went
And
with
you
it. You know what I
can't.
mean?
You also
racist.
can't give yourself a nickname. Like it's almost similar to saying.
I didn't know what. I didn't. Yeah.
But I'm saying it's almost
I'm
similar
not
to
like-
saying like I'm a hard guy to dislike. Like, you
Oh, I
can't
did
say
that
about yourself.
I've gone through plenty of AKAs.
Did you? Hey, when you?
Should I tell it?
Yeah. I was
Sean-
about to ask.
So Sean, back in the day, and again, for those that don't know, I've known Sean since I was in 8th grade. He was in high school, and his voicemail for 5 years probably.
Easily, but let me say this: like I wasn't the era of entire song being your voicemail.
For sure.
So when I came along, you would introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed you. You know that kind. Of,
You reached the void time of Showtime Shawn Porter, aka Mr. Superman.
Was that your ring?
No, that was
my
my
voicemail.
When you got to his voicemail, that's what
Yeah,
it was. And I was
okay.
all, you shook your head the whole time.
So he's
Yeah.
always been Showtime Shawn Porter.
I've been Showtime for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Superman was,
And then-
it had a phase and came
So when
along.
I was a senior in high school, it's funny that it happened. I had never been like injured or hurt or nothing like that. Football, basketball, of course, boxing, all this kind of stuff. And when I was a senior in high school, I was like trying this mantra, you're unstoppable. This mantra, like you're still. And I just came like, I was like, Shaq has Superman, so I'm gonna trump him and I'm gonna put Mr. in front of it.
Yeah.
And I walk around calling myself Mr. Superman. And it did not hang on. And
But when you're
know,
that good of an athlete, you have a little bit more leeway with coming up with a nickname for yourself. But yeah, it was an interesting time for everyone.
Speaking of nicknames, when playing high school sports, I literally was a guy that never came off the field. Literally, it was a punt, kickoff, offense, defense. I literally stood in the middle of the field. And I remember my coach telling me, standing there, he's like, I got to think of a nickname. Dude, this is not going to be the nickname, okay?
Okay.
You never heard
yeah,
this.
It's gonna be
more
funny
than
for
likely
sure.
will be.
Yeah, probably.
More than likely.
No. You definitely can't call me this.
Fair.
He's going to say, look at you. He's like, come here, drink some water. You never take a break. You're Iron Man, Boonche. I said, what?
Boonche.
What? No. We're not sticking with this.
Boonche.
Yeah.
Where you get it from?
Some African stuff.
Oh my Lord.
He just said, because you
Boonche,
never come
Boonche.
off the field and you always ready to go.
Hey, y'all really hate my outfit though?
It's not great.
Yeah. I mean, it'll
But
get you
again,
through the show.
Yeah, it'll get you through a show, and it is your birthday
It's
week,
gonna get me
so,
through the show.
Yeah.
Listen, we need y'all to subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
If you want to see more outfits like this,
I-
subscribe.
Yeah.
I like I do the talking part. I don't really know about the subscribing part. They say, yo, tell them to subscribe. Y'all gotta subscribe. All right? We understand y'all enjoy what we're doing. We're gonna continue to do it. We just need y'all to subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the ignorance that this man just delivers.
I'm here for you every week, baby.
He
Hey, you need me to
delivers
ask
this-
y'all something crazy? I will. Any answers? I get the answers.
So let's get to it, man. The birthday week, was it scale of 1 to 10? I'm gonna let y'all know what it was first, but scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Or 5 stars, you know.
Hey,
Give us
listen,
1.5.
listen to my number this time.
I would say, yeah, true. I would say somewhere in the range of between 5 to 7. Not as a discredit to you, but because of my participation and others' participation.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So I didn't. One of the nights was poker.
Yeah.
I don't play
You don't
poker.
play- yeah,
So
yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Takes that down.
Yeah.
Basketball
Nobody
participation.
really showed up. Yeah. I
Um,
was surprised.
I was
yeah,
coming.
A little disappointing.
Yeah. I thought my rim was gonna get tore down because Alex said he was coming.
Yeah,
and I wasn't expecting him to
chickened
come. I
out.
was like, all right, yeah, we might
Yeah.
go to the court.
So our crew really didn't come through.
Right.
I will give you a special shout out. The birthday dinner was quality.
And today was nice too.
Yeah, I was not
But
there
you
for
wasn't
that.
but you weren't
yeah.
here for this. So 7,
Yeah,
understood.
it's somewhere around there. But
Understandable.
yeah, birthday dinner was quality.
And you, sir.
Yeah, I'll give you an 8 or 9 for everything I showed up for. It was solid.
89. I get the 89%.
It's not funny no more. Stop it. Now he's just a bully. Now he's just a bully now.
I get 89. I get 89.
I said 8 or 9. I mean, the dinner was solid. I wasn't here for the 2-hour wait for dinner, so I came right on time.
Yeah.
I was 2 hours late.
Ant had elite timing. And speaking of your outfit, let's go back to the birthday.
Uh-oh.
No, don't worry about that outfit. Don't get in your own head. But go
I'm in
back
my
to
head,
the
man.
old
This is a wrap.
the birthday dinner. So it was a black tie affair,
Yeah.
which, as I said, anyone that makes under $100,000 a year.
My man kind of got a suit. My man got in a suit.
I came through. I had a little button up, had a little jacket on, but
We might feature you.
yeah. But anyone that doesn't make over 100K isn't doing black tie events in 2020. It's just it's foolishness.
What a way to end 2020 then.
We're not over. We still have November and December.
And another thing about hanging out with Shawn, I'm gonna give you a couple of insights. So he lets everybody know we have to dress up. Everybody's dressed up except 2 people. These people walked into the party, looked at me and said, we supposed to be dressed? I just immediately started laughing.
They were naked.
They weren't naked, but they was just dressed normally because Shawn doesn't really.
I'm not a good communicator.
Yeah.
In all fairness,
good communicator.
I'm usually the one that you and I usually have the battles about where we need to meet on the dress code because you'll throw out like it has to be this, and I'm like, does this work for that? Can this
didn't
fit
really
that
argue it.
criteria? But
Yeah.
this time I was like, it's his birthday dinner, so
Yeah.
But
let me recap it real quick.
Yeah,
so
run it down.
So Monday we did poker upstairs.
Yep.
And we did, of course, Monday Night Football, which was pretty cool, except our Haitian friend Mackley says that he runs on
You gonna
nothing
do
but-
this?
Yeah, he runs on nothing
Oh,
but
man.
Haitian time.
What he said.
So poker's is set for 5 o'clock. He doesn't get there till about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Talk to my man.
Yeah.
I told y'all, and now I'm saying it. Now he's gonna see this.
He's been doing
Mac,
this for
we
4
gotta
Done
years.
this for as long as he's been
Mac,
alive.
we gotta talk.
But, yeah.
What
The
we
man was
did.
the man was multiple hours late to his own bachelor party.
Yeah.
Is all you need to know about Mackley.
My birthday, my actual birthday. I'm not gonna say what day it was.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
there is
gonna
a
say what
mystery
day it was.
online. Go and Google Sean's birthday.
So
You'll be confused.
my birthday, wifey took me mini golfing,
Mm-hmm.
and the theme of the mini golf spot is Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And I'm all about the Twilight Zone. And let's go back just a little bit. Like the week before my birthday, she's like, "Love, what do you want for your birthday?" I was like, whatever. And she's like, "Well, what do you get somebody?"
some big ass ties.
She's, "What do you get somebody that's got everything?" I said, "Well, exactly. Like I don't really
Yeah.
need anything."
My parents are like that.
So then we go mini golfing, and I'm straight up like amazed. So she wanted to blindfold me and drive me and all that kind of stuff, but we were running late, so she just told me where we're going, and then once we got there, she told me we're going mini golfing. I'm like, okay, cool, but she didn't tell me that it was Twilight Zone. So when we walk in and it's Twilight Zone, like all of the different characters, all of the different episodes, all that kind of stuff, like I'm literally like. I'm like marveled
Yeah.
that she did it, and I'm marveled that I'm playing around like everything that I've seen as a kid and all that kind of stuff. And I pulled her to me. I said, "Listen," I was like, "You ask, what do you get somebody who's got everything?" I said, "Everybody's not like me, but for me, this is perfect."
Yeah.
I was like, "Did you know this was Twilight Zone?" She was like, "No." I was like, "You couldn't have done anything different than this. Like this was perfect because
she told me that she knew it was.
I
but
think
maybe
she
didn't.
told me that she didn't know it was Twilight Zone, but I was hyped up."
Yeah.
And for me, it's just really, it sounds cliche, but the simple things always work very well for
No
me.
doubt.
You know what I mean? So whole bunch of browns, this and that, coffee cup, all
Hells
that.
yeah.
That's perfect for me. So then we skip forward to Thursday, which I think was probably the highlight of the birthday week, and that was hibachi in the backyard, along with karaoke, and the hibachi was nice once we got going.
Yeah.
Funny thing is we have a Caucasian gentleman who's doing the hibachi, and we're just kind of like, this don't really add up. That's not typical.
Yeah.
But he was cool. He was the one that I actually communicated with on everything, and he ended up being like just good people. You know what I mean? And the whole staff and the whole ambiance ended up being the way I pictured it. Mm-hmm. And then we went right out of that. I mean, they was tossing that. They did more than I expected.
Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna be.
It was a good time.
I thought it was gonna be the typical, cutting the eggs and doing the volcano stuff. The stuff you always see at hibachi. But one dude went around the whole table juggling the fire, and then they let me get in there with the fire. I'm like, I don't know about this, So it was a good time, man, and I think that really was the highlight of the week. And then we cut down the tables and all that kind of stuff and brought out the karaoke, which was tight. And my dad and my brother, we did it, No Diggity, No Doubt. My wife and I, we did a song so we always driving. And when we drive, I play that song, we sing the song. I'm like, yo, we got to do this in karaoke. So we did Fire and Desire by Rick James and Tina Marie. And we tore the house down. We tore it down.
Okay.
I was gone at that point.
Yeah,
so
you was gone. I'm glad you was gone because you would hate.
Yeah, probably.
You would hate.
Yeah.
And can't sing, so he
I was up in there. What you talking about?
but you can't sing.
It doesn't matter. I tried.
Something wrong with your ears.
Karaoke's all about.
Because I said we tore the house down. He was like, "Yeah, you did all right. You did all right." Like,
Oh no, I wasn't that impressed with you.
Yeah, no.
That's what you wanted. Okay. Hey, your lady solo was nice till she got nervous.
Yeah.
She was killing it. She got nervous. I'm like, what you good?
She said, "What's the chick's name?"
Oh no.
I'm not gonna even attempt. I'm not gonna even attempt.
But she was taking the house down. Then she got nervous.
And then we got the infamous phone call. Security. They called and
Shutting
said
it
that.
down.
Yeah, said that a couple of neighbors had called and said that we were too loud. I'm like,
Snitches. Some damn
I
snitches.
don't know none of my neighbors that would call on me, But it ended up being, I think it was the security. I think security
You
was
think
tired
they
of,
called themselves?
Security was tired of hearing me. Yeah, they was tired of hearing us.
What was it? Was it Raymond and White Man Can't Jump? Raymond, is that you? No, this ain't me. He called and was like, yeah, we got some noise complaints over here.
Right,
Oh,
right,
okay,
right.
Yeah, we'll send somebody over. All right.
Exactly. So they were like, yeah, we're getting some calls, some complaints
That's
from
funny.
the neighbors. You gotta shut it down. I said, you want us to shut it down? You said, yeah, shut it down. I said, right now, it said, yeah, we're gonna have to have you shut it down. So we moved it indoors, and we kept it going a little while longer. Then we cut it out. Then what I consider to be the other side of it was volleyball. Volleyball was nice. We
gotta do that a little bit more
on Saturday.
Yeah,
yesterday.
last night.
Yeah, that was a good time.
And that was smooth.
And all of this, for those listening, safely done for the most part. So,
man, they kind of like they just everywhere.
yeah.
Just
They are really everywhere. Anytime I'm like, oh, I don't have one, there's a random one like in the car. But no, volleyball is a good time.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of volleyball.
I'm competitive, and wifey was like, "Yeah, I know you were done after the first game." I said, "Here's the thing: I don't really like to do stuff I'm not good at."
Oh yeah, we smoked you guys first game.
Yeah, and I'm not that good at volleyball, so I'm like, I'm there just to fill in a spot. But then once we moved to the other courts, it got really live. It got fun, especially why like we. So here's the thing:
I'm not the greatest at it, but I'm real competitive.
But here's
I'm
the
gonna give
thing: like
everything
you
I
over
got.
there
You're out
watching the
there.
football on your phone.
Yeah,
I said, "Yo, I'm about to go get Ant," and this dude like, "You're not gonna get him." I'm like, "What are you?"
Because
talking
there was
about?
so we play at one park and Ant doesn't play.
I just thought they didn't need me, so it was no
like,
big deal.
It was no issue.
I'm
Like,
really easygoing.
He's sitting there, whatever. And so we moved to the second one. And Ant's comfortable. He's got the tailgating chair. Like, he's sitting there watching football. I know how Ant feels about football. And so I'm like, there's no way you're getting Ant. And I said, unless you go over there and offer him some money.
Yeah, he said I had to pay you to get you to play volleyball.
And so then he walks over. Go ahead and tell him what you
I
said.
didn't even get, I don't know, how far away from
It's
you was it? About 20 yards?
yeah.
20 yards away from you.
Yeah.
And I went like this.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I don't know why. I went like this,
First, he did it a couple times. I'm like, what's he doing?
but
Oh,
you got
and
it.
And I'm like,
Home
he
run.
want me to
Yeah.
play. All right, cool.
And then so I walked back over, and you're like in
How much you give him?
amazement.
I said, how much you give him?
Yeah, like why would I have to pay my man just for him to play volleyball? So I said, I told you, I said, my man loves me. My dude's gonna always do what I need him to do. And he was there for me.
Got us a couple wins.
Yeah. I think he knew his chair was in jeopardy.
Okay.
I think he knew his chair was in jeopardy.
That was the signal of
Yeah. Let's
co-host,
go.
co-host replacement.
Let's go.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Volleyball for me, it's a sport that I'm actually surprisingly naturally pretty decent at. And I combine that with liking to talk trash, and that's one way.
Right,
And you
right.
can do that the whole time.
Right.
It's not like
Right,
plays
right.
where you have
It's
to
one-
wait.
it's- yeah,
It's
it's
just,
game
you can
after
just
play
keep
after
on
play.
going, hey, whose baby is that? Get that baby
Right.
out of the street. So, no, it was a good time.
Hey, play the Cuba Gooding Jr.
No.
Okay. Yeah, volleyball. Love volleyball. I need to realize control my power.
Too strong.
Hey, boom.
Yeah.
So we told a story. I'm gonna keep it real now. We told a story just a couple weeks ago about Ant getting a massage and yada yada yada. But the basically the basis of him getting the massage was because I needed a good laugh.
Yeah.
We didn't really need you last night. I just needed a good laugh.
I feel like he tries to get me to come to everything for Monopoly, basketball, anything we do, I flip out.
Monopoly
So,
was funny.
I don't even play no more.
Yeah,
Because he takes
Monopoly was
advantage of me. And it's not right.
Hey, it's hilarious, and I need them laughs in my
I've
life.
never played Monopoly with somebody who it felt like they were playing with their own money. Anytime, like, I mean, we've all played Monopoly forever, and you hit like a $600 one, you're hurt. He's hitting like $60 ones. He's like, oh man.
I've
It feel
never
like
heard
real
nobody
money to me,
say-
man.
I ain't never seen somebody go, how much?
He's got the bills wrinkled up because he's nervous.
Hey, I ain't got it. What you talking? You got it right there. I ain't got it. Let me go around one time.
There were multiple collisions in volleyball, specifically between you two yesterday.
Yeah, nah, I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
Cause I'm out of control. When I don't know what I'm doing, I'm out of control. And then he right next to me, and it's like,
And I'm out of control.
eh,
So I play the first game, and then the ball lands. Sean looks at the ball lands right between us. He looks at me and say,
that was
"Oh,
you.
that should have been you." I said, "Oh,
From
you
then
gave
on.
me the go.
Yep.
I'm Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
The rest of the game, I'm going after everything."
Yeah.
and I ran into about a dozen times and hit the sand every time. Yeah. It was a couple times like I had to check myself. I'm like, yo, you out of control, but hey, stand up when you bump into him. Stand up. Don't make no sense. You had me questioning myself. Like I'm capable of more than this.
One time he's on the ground, I'm like, get up the ball, get up. He's just sitting on the ground looking at me.
Hey, I don't think I've been like, I don't know. Have we ever done anything that you're that competitive with? Because you were competitive last night with volleyball.
Usually Carson doesn't care.
Yeah, usually you don't care.
I'm competitive like in the sense of I want to talk trash, like not from a pride standpoint.
Right.
Like I'm like, man, I gotta assert that I'm the best.
Yeah.
I don't want my trash talk to be proved invalid if we lose, if that makes sense.
Cause I remember a couple of times last night, you didn't take your eyes off the ball. Yeah. You was like, yo, get up, and then you kept playing, doing your thing.
Again, I want to, I have to represent myself well. So I'm not trying to embarrass myself. Right. But no, I'm just not an overly competitive guy.
So overall, man, I think it was a good week.
Yeah.
Like
my dad came through.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a lot of love because normally, he obviously comes through for my birthday, but then, he'll stick around for a little while. Then he just kind of,
cuts out.
Eases his way out. Yeah. So even before we started karaoke, I said, hey, we going to do karaoke now. You hanging out? He says, I don't know. And I was like, what, you stuffed? He said, no, it ain't that. I just, I said, cause I'm stuffed, And I was like, well, let's do a song and then you get up out of here. Yeah. And we did No Diggity. And I think he had a lot of fun with both my brother and I. Yeah. And I think, with not being around the both of us so much lately, that it kind of got to him and he stuck around, did a couple more songs and all that kind of stuff. So, I was really appreciative that my dad stuck around.
Good time.
Yeah, solid weekend, man.
And ended on a Browns win.
Then
it's a beautiful thing.
Today was
greatest weekend life.
It's been a good one, man. It's been a good one. Okay. Hey, let me say this though, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna hit on this or not, but just to get serious real quick, I had this thought after the game ended. So for anybody that didn't see the Browns game, of course we're gonna touch on the Browns, especially when they win. Close game with the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, a lot of people saying that we shouldn't be in a close game with the Bengals. They're 1-4. I say they got a great quarterback and some decent players. Yeah. They can contend. Sure. They just won't win, and that's what's happening right now. They're contending. They're just not winning, and so when the Browns are now again in another firefight, and to come out on top of this one, but when you're going up against Joe Burrow drives down the field, scores. Now we're down by 3 points, and there's a little bit more than a minute left. Yeah. I seriously was sick to my stomach. Yeah, and as they started making plays, I'm on my feet.
Hollywood Higgins,
Drew's here. Drew won't sit down. I'm not sitting down. Yeah. It's on. And we end up scoring and winning the game. And it took me literally about an hour to get past that feeling of being sick, that feeling of you don't know what's going to happen, then the feeling of excitement of winning the game. And I sat back and I reflected. I'm like, this is what everybody was wanting when they're saying they hope this COVID virus goes away. Yep. We want sports back, all that kind of stuff. We want the excitement. We want the feelings of camaraderie, the feelings of that love and being the things that we're compassionate about actually coming to. Yeah. And I think for a long time we were in that space where we didn't know if we were going to get sports. And I think a lot of people were just saying, well, you're not going to get sports. There's worse things in the world than not being able to see sports. But for people that are very invested in sports, very invested.
That is Shawn Porter's phone.
In the things.
He works for Fox.
And the things that we kind of. What that got to do with anything?
You're the professional. You don't see no problems over here.
God damn it.
Podcast professional.
Listen, all I'm saying was when I had the thought like, okay, yeah, this is what everybody was talking about when they were saying, hey, we need sports. We want sports. We want those moments that are going to bring us tears of joy, tears of pain, and
pass on those. I'm good on those.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But we sports fills those voids that we may or may not have in our lives.
It's kind of a double-edged sword.
It's definitely a double-edged sword.
You want that because people, it is something they can look forward to. But then when you do look at the grand scheme of things, clearly there are things more important than sports. But if it can provide something for people who need something right now and can be done safely.
Have you guys ever cried because your team lost?
No.
No.
I was sick today. Like literally my
I'm
stomach
talking about
was
like when your
but
team
that's-
literally lost.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't either.
I've been at tournaments where my brother, he lost, and I was, no, you cried.
Yeah,
You cried.
I feel heartfelt for you.
No, well, hold on. What?
Who else?
You cried. You said your daddy told you shut up because
Oh, yeah,
it don't
that's
matter.
that's on wax,
and
too.
move forward.
Yeah.
And you was 7 years old.
I was a kid. I'm talking about a grown man. But yeah, he treated me like a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
You talk about growing up. You say like just accepting me and losers. Like we grew up in Northeast Ohio, so it's not like we're competing for championships when I'm a kid, except for the Indians. But outside of that, it's like the Cavs always lose, the Browns always lose. So it's not something that I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy. The Cavs lost by 35 tonight. Wow.
I would, when I was little, oh man, I cried every time I lost a fight.
He just went from I ain't crying.
Right.
You. That's okay. That's different. Yeah,
it's different because it's me. But I cried every time I lost.
Really?
And then I got to a point. I don't remember how old I was. I was about 13 or 14, and I lost. And I kept telling myself, "Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry." I swear to God, my dad looked at me, and it all dropped out. Yeah, it all dropped out. And I don't know what it was. If I felt like I disappointed him or what, but. I remember, like, I got to a point where I was like, okay, you can't cry anymore after you lose. Yeah. And then eventually you move past those things.
Yeah.
But again, like, the point of the conversation is, for some people, sports fills the voids that we don't have. For other people, this is a different type of excitement than than you would get from your spouse, from playing a game with the friends and things like that. It's just a whole nother level. And I think today for me was the first time that I've been able to get to that level since sports have been back.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that, these guys are going down there next week, Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz to Texas. And I'm hoping that people get a feeling that they haven't had in a long time.
Yeah. Speaking of that, that's going to be a great fight, I think, man.
You said you
fight.
Go ahead. What did you say?
I'm pulling for Santa Cruz. I mean, I like his story and everything, but I giving him a real shot, like a 55, 45. Does that equal up to 100?
Yes.
Thank you.
55, 45.
Yeah, I'm giving him a shot, man. I'm giving him a real shot but he has to get over. He has to survive the first 4.
You got me. I'm tripping. I'm over here like just messing with
They're
my
short.
clothes now.
He's expecting rain for those floods, but
Yeah, you giving them a real shot.
Yeah, I'm giving him a real shot, but he has to survive the first 4, and then he got to survive when Gervonta just says F it and comes. He got to survive a couple of those. If he can get past those, that's my thing. I've seen Leo down, but I'm not sure if that was a flash knockdown with Hampton.
Oh yeah.
Frampton.
Flash. Frampton. Yeah.
Oh,
Frampton comes
thank
to
you.
life.
Thank you. But I'm not sure if that was a flash knockdown. Obviously, I never seen him in a battle with somebody this powerful.
Right.
But the problem is Leo's just gonna keep coming. I think even Leo game plan is probably the jab, but in the back of his head, this is rumble. I think that rumble, that I'm coming pressure style, is just he's not gonna be able to hold it back. He's coming to fight.
I'm not as optimistic as Ant on this one. Leo he's a great fighter. He's been a world champion. He absolutely has a good shot. Okay. I don't look at it 55 to 45. I think we're probably looking at like 65, 35, probably.
Now he goes up to 100.
I hope so, because I said it confidently. But I think for Leo, it will be a matter of kind of like with Ant, that the 2 Frampton fights. You saw the first Frampton fight where he fought like Leo that we know, throwing tons of shots, really didn't fight off his back foot. Second Frampton fights more on his back foot. So I think it's going to be trying to find maybe a mixture of those two, because I think if you fight on your back foot with Tank, you can expose yourself to letting Tank get too comfortable coming forward. And if he's too comfortable coming forward, he will catch you at some point. Yeah, he's going to let his hands go.
Yeah.
But if you can get that balance where you can fight a little bit on your back foot and you can also put the pressure on him a little bit. We mentioned it before briefly. He needs to get Tank's respect early. Kind of like with the Teofimo and but different.
Yeah.
So I think he needs to at least show Tank, hey, I can hit you.
I got some pop.
And there's something on those shots, because if he's hitting him with jabs and stuff, Tank's gonna be like, okay, that's
just
fine.
me and you had this conversation before, all three
Yeah.
of us. It doesn't look like nothing's on those shots.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. I'm hoping there's something on those shots, but I'm like, a lot of people have eaten those shots.
Yeah.
I see a lot of parallels with this fight and the fight that just ended. We 2 weeks away from this fight with Lopez and Lomachenko now?
Yeah.
I see some parallels in that because I feel like the number one question that I'm asking myself, and I'm gonna ask you guys too to ask this to yourselves is, what are we missing in this fight? What are we missing from Leo Santa Cruz? I think the answer that we got from Lopez, he gave it to us that night. I think we did a very good job of assessing the fight and basically saying what we expected to happen. I think it happened a different way than we expected, but we still kind of covered all of the bases. I think maybe one thing when we said when you say, hey, what did we miss in Lopez beating Lomachenko? Lopez and his team were smarter than we expected them to be. Smarter than we knew them
Patience,
to be.
ring IQ, stuff to that effect.
They're smarter than we knew them to be.
Yep.
And I think that when I find myself asking, what am I missing in this fight with Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis? I feel like Leo's faster than we give him credit for.
I definitely think he's faster than Gervonta.
We know he's long.
Yeah.
But I think he can beat Gervonta to the punch. I think that he can. I think that if he's willing to, which he never has been, with the exception of Frampton and possibly another fight or two that we've overlooked, if he's willing to put his range and his reach ahead of his
brawl,
his tenacity and his mindset to brawl, I think he could have a smarter, a more intellectual fight ahead of him if he's willing to do that.
I'm not sure that's something I would say that I'm missing, because I don't think in my mind there's any doubt that he's fast enough to beat Tank to the punch. But I just don't know.
Then have you considered that?
Yeah, I think that's all I've considered. I think that's why he has a chance.
Okay.
But I don't think if I can beat you to the punch with jabs and maybe a straight right hand here and there, but it's not doing anything to you, does that really, how much does that, you might get some rounds if Tank's not able to land those big shots, right? Which maybe you can bang some rounds, but I just don't, like, if I'm hitting you with stuff and it's not deterring you from coming forward and you have, Tank can throw some bombs, I don't know how much that is an X factor. I think the X factor is going to be the pop he can get on the shots, maybe.
I'm saying the first 7 rounds, Leo has to get at least 3. Then after that, I think he can take control.
3 of the first 7 rounds.
Yeah, but he has to make it. The problem is you have to get there. And then from there on, you can control the fight more from being faster, using your jab, rumble at a second, get out of there. Because Gervonta's going to throw heat. And when things get hard on him and he feel like he's getting beat, he's just going to throw something. Yeah. You're going to have to get in there, get out of there. It's going to be a smart fight.
And it's crazy because Leo's a good boxer. But Gervonta's got great feet. He closes the distance very well.
Probably one of the better athletes.
Yeah. He's athletic in the boxing.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
Yeah. I don't know his background, other sports and things like that. I think that is a tell of how athletic you really are. But in the boxing ring, he's definitely one of the more athletic boxers out there. Yeah. He can close the distance well. He can move both ways, which makes it hard to both defend and be offensive when you have a guy who can cut you off either direction you move.
He doesn't have that stiff boxing look. Yeah. Like some boxers are stiff.
And Leo does. Yeah. Leo does. Leo's a straight up and down fighter. He likes to loop the body shots. Of course, anybody that, if you don't know, when you go to the body, giving up the head. This is a tough fight for Leo Santa Cruz. This is the toughest fight that he would have to the date.
Taking the fight to be just, it's kind of a side note. But
absolutely,
both of them. Honestly,
but Leo's been saying Gervonta Davis for some time now. Yeah,
and you know who else was calling somebody out for a while was Teofimo and Lomachenko. Yeah, he kept saying, I want this guy. I don't think he's that guy. It's going to be interesting. Just like I said, it's going to be the activity of Leo, from my perspective, right, versus the explosiveness of Tank,
right. That's a great.
And kind of how those, because if his activity is able to somehow keep Tank from firing off one of those big shots and potentially doing some damage, it's going to be That's what I'm watching, but I don't see how he can.
He's definitely gonna have to take some shots.
For sure.
He's gonna have to eat some.
He's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to.
How does he get through that? Is his chin strong enough? Like
in Tank for me also, there's a variety of big punchers. There's guys, and not to go back to Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder, he throws the jab well, but there's not really a B and C before you get to the big right hand.
Right.
With Tank, I don't think he's like that. He's not somebody that's going to be in there really just looking for that shot. Like, we're like, okay, like, you have to do something. There needs to be offense.
Right.
Tank doesn't rely on that.
Right.
That's his best attribute, obviously.
Right.
But I think Tank is able
His
to...
power is his best attribute?
For me, I would say his power, then his athleticism.
I would put his athleticism
above his
first.
power.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that
'Cause
he's
it sets
able
it up.
to create offense, like you said, set it up, where he's not having to just rely on this crazy, okay, I hit him with one shot and put him down.
Yeah.
Where he's able to still win rounds without just getting that huge punch in. I think that is interesting.
I think if the fight gets to the point where each fighter has to dig deep, I'm going with Leo.
Okay.
I don't think Gervonta has that. I don't think Gervonta can go deep and find anything. I just don't think he got it.
I really do think that is a part of Leo's nature. I mean, that's the number one thing we talk about when we talk about Mexican fighters is how they basically have this nonstop, no quit attitude.
Yeah.
And it really is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it as an amateur, and I've seen it time and time again as a pro, and I've seen it time and time again as an amateur as well.
Yeah.
That's where Leo comes from. You know, he kind of, and I think again when you're talking about a guy who's maybe not directly calling out a fighter, but saying who he wants to fight, it's genuine. He's not saying he wants to fight Gervonta Davis for the money or for a title or anything like that. I think he genuinely thinks that, hey, I can beat this dude.
Yeah.
And you know, again, if we're comparing this fight, Mikey Garcia, in a lot of ways, had us all convinced that he had Earl
figured out
that he had the
Hey, I was talking wild crazy.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, he did not.
Yeah, that he had the formula to beating to beating Errol Spence Jr. I mean, he had me at the point where I was like, man, maybe he could pull this off.
That where you were was kind of like with Teofimo when he was telling us like I can do this. I was like, I'll be damned, maybe he can.
Yeah,
and then he did.
Yeah.
But the best thing that could happen is when a fighter says something and he actually goes out there and backs it up and does what he says he can do, what he wants to do.
Tyson Fury.
I mean, that one was jumped into my head as I was speaking.
Everybody thought he was crazy.
Bit, where Harrison ahead of time was like, I think I can get him the first time. And everyone was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you really want that guy?
Yeah. Let me get Harrison Charlo 3. That's
Did
all
you
I'm
know?
asking.
So we talked about this before.
I thought we was getting a fight.
No, we're not gonna fight.
You too.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Harrison Charlo.
Oh, I was like, nah, I wish. No, with so Tank, his trainer, Calvin Ford. Do you know who the story behind him? Kind of.
No.
We talked about this previously. So you're a fan of The Wire, on my suggestion.
Yeah.
So
He was a crackhead?
So
Hold on. No, he not.
So Cuddy in The Wire.
He wasn't. Oh, I thought that's where we was
Cuddy
going.
in The Wire is allegedly based on Calvin Ford.
Cuddy. Which one was Cuddy?
He was the one that
He
was
wasn't
in
paying
jail,
attention.
got out of jail, and then started training the boxers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, big dude. Yeah. Okay.
That is who he is.
I
allegedly
now
based
the
on.
funny thing is I know the story of the coach, but I didn't know the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, there's a lot of crackheads in The Wire.
There
Okay.
is. This is
So,
true. Yeah, this is true. He's not wrong.
do you want me to tell you what my brother is?
Nah, he a crackhead. We know.
I don't talk about my brother. I'm talking about my brother. Don't talk.
Oh my!
Leave it in.
Hey, do he watch it?
No,
Do
he
watch
don't.
it? Oh, he can't afford it.
Crackheads do be having cell phones.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
This is definitely getting cut now. It's definitely
Let it go.
100%
Nah,
cut now.
we just.
That's wild.
Oh, all right. I ain't gonna
guys
say.
are-
I was
you
about to
guys
say.
are wild.
I was about to say what we did Saturday morning. What you did Saturday morning, but I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't think about it. All right. So yeah.
because I don't know what I did on Saturday morning, but it's not what I did on Friday that has anything to do with what I did on Saturday morning. I just don't know
All
right
right,
off the
cool.
top
So-
of my head.
Yeah.
So what's the
Yeah, so
prediction? What's the
tanking.
prediction on the fight?
All right, so
All Why we asked him? He gonna get the little correct.
Hey, I
think both guys gonna get their fist raised at the end of the night, and they have popcorn and nachos. Give me a real answer.
No, man. I mean, honestly, my real answer is I think this is Leo's, or excuse me, this is Gervonta Davis's. This is Tank's fight to lose. I don't see what Leo has enough of to beat Tank Davis. I brought up the speed and I brought up the boxing IQ. I brought up the boxing ability, the range, his distance on his punches, all those things. I just don't think they're enough.
Yeah.
I think Tank wins this fight. I think it's gonna go the distance. I would love to see it go a lot of rounds and see if the wave changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would love to see if we get to rounds 9, if we get to rounds 10, and
I
all
think
of
we
a
can
sudden,
get a real fight. Like if we can get to there.
Yeah.
Kind of like Lopez Loma.
Yeah, again,
a lot
of
things got really
except without that large chunk at the beginning that was so one-sided. But
which is not gonna.
Leo's not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the case.
Yeah, no.
But going back to Lopez and Lomachenko, Lopez came out and what did he do in the first round? He used the jab.
Yeah.
He used the jab to establish his rhythm, establish the pace of the fight, and then he worked from there.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying Leo needs to do. You can't go out against Tank and just go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, rock'em sock'em robots, which we've seen him do.
Yeah.
You can't take the punches that Tank can deliver, not over the course of an entire fight. And not only that, if you are willing to stay behind your jab and allow other things to add up from the jab, I really do think that, even though I think that Leo's going to lose this fight, I think that that's one way he could control a fight, go some rounds, and maybe we see a different outcome than we expected.
Prediction off the rip, I think Tank stops in between.
Let's bring him in.
Go ahead. Come on.
Let's bring in the famous.
Come on in, Sean.
Sean from Fight Hype.
Don't leave the chair. Don't leave the chair behind. Don't leave the chair behind.
Get the
Yeah,
chair.
you need the chair.
Get your chair.
Yeah.
You ain't sitting on my lap
All
today.
that.
Yeah.
You ain't sitting on my
Guy
lap
came in
today.
here like crazy.
Should have came in like Stone Cold. So.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I think Tank stops Leo between rounds
You gotta be right.
5 and 9. Is where I'm.
You
gonna
think
say.
Tank stops Leo between 5 and 9?
Where what I will be watching for is if Leo can maybe frustrate Tank enough with his speed, and like you said, Leo is he's kind of like a stiff, he stands straight up. He doesn't have incredible, lateral movement per se. So if he can maybe have a little bit more of that than we think he does, and can maybe frustrate Tank a little bit and get a little bit more of those rounds. But yeah, I think Tank is he's too athletic, he's too fast, and he throws too many big shots.
Yeah.
That I just don't see how Leo. I don't see a way around that.
Yeah.
I'm going with Leo. Majority decision.
Oh my!
Thinking Leo survives that crazy first 4 rounds of hell with Gervonta, because Gervonta is going to take him there, and Gervonta is going to get him in a situation and let loose. And I think he's going to survive that. Also, I think that's going to take a lot out of Gervonta. And from there on, I think my man takes control of the fight. Gervonta is going to have moments where he comes on late. In the 12th round, he's going to be really scary.
Let me say this too before we bring you in, Sean. When I was talking about, I've talked about this previously about how different regions of fighters they fight, they have their own styles. The style that you get from DC, Washington,
Baltimore,
that Baltimore, all that whole area, the guys are flashy, very, very fast, very, very skillful and athletic, and they're dogs. And saying that, there's gonna get to a point where what I see happening, if Tank loses a round or 2, he's gonna say it stops there.
Yeah.
I'm a dog. It stops there.
Yeah.
I'm not taking no steps back. I'm coming forward and I'm knocking you out. And it's kind of it's a part of who those DC, Baltimore, Washington, Maryland guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jared Hurd. 100 punches a round.
Yeah.
Not taking no steps back. Even if he's taking a pounding on the other side of some of those punches, he's still not willing to stop. And there's a part of him that's dog that says, I'm going to win this fight no matter what. And that's what I see coming out of Tank. You said you don't know if Tank has it. I'm telling you, he has it. It's just something that they got down there. I don't know exactly where it comes from.
I just don't think.
But it's something that they got.
It's the
You're gonna. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna get to a point where Tank does not take a step back.
It's the Utz crab
No,
juice.
he's not going to take a step back, but it's going to get. I feel like he's going to get in that moment where Leo survives it. What the hell just happened? Why didn't I get him out of here?
Maybe.
Now
I think-
what happens?
I think you guys are both right because Tank is a dog.
Oh, welcome to the show,
Yeah.
Shawn
What's going on?
Zittel.
Oh, you don't know how to say his last name?
Yeah, no, I was saying it wrong for a long time.
Zittel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, Zittel.
Zittel.
I told my dad, I said, yeah, Sean coming over. Sean who?
Sean
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 Zittel.
Z.
Yeah, I said Zittel. My dad said, you called him Zittel? I said, yeah.
I'm used to it, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
No, I think you guys both might be right because he is a dog, 100%. I've seen him, and I want to preface it with I seen him spar for about 3 weeks heading into this fight, early in camp. You know, so not he's
Tank?
Tank, yeah, over at Floyd's gym, and
How's he looking?
I
He's
saw him early in camp, and he fights in spurts, but he's devastating in those spurts. Right. So I hear what you're saying, and he is. I mean, he's like Mike Tyson in the terms of when you fight him, he takes you to his neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
yeah.
wants to kill you.
That's a good breakdown.
Yeah, he does. He wants to kill you. He wants to hurt you.
Yeah.
And not just win.
He has the I don't care attitude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
However, he's a dog when he does that. But what Ant says making sense, and I'm picking him to win though, but is that he gets frustrated if he doesn't have his way. He could be a bully. And when you stand up to the bully and you don't let the bully have his way, he can get a little dirty in there.
Have you seen that in the fight?
You're not supposed to talk about the gym, right? But
No. That's exactly why I'm asking.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it in a fight.
Don't
No.
do that.
But you've seen it in hold up, because we can talk about the gym without talking about the gym.
Right, right.
You've seen it in the gym.
Right.
So I was gonna say this, and I probably should have said it before you said that, but he does not spar the way that he fights.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't spar the way he fights. He spars in spurts. The spurts are way wider than they are in the actual fights.
Mm-hmm.
In the fights, he does fight in spurts as well, but they're way wider in sparring. And it's not that he doesn't care. It's not that he's not trying to push himself and things like that. It's just that's his pace and his rhythm in the sparring session.
And I think you can't
However-
have that distance with this dude.
However, when you are bullying somebody in the boxing ring and especially even in sparring, and then you get in the ring with somebody who's like, man, we just sparring, we doing four rounds, I'm in and I'm out, I'm gonna do what I want to do. When you get up against that, you get some frustration, you get a bad day in sparring. If it's not a bad day, things just aren't clicking the way that you like them to click, and that's really what happens in sparring. 9 times out of 10, that's not going to come to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him. Well, I really don't see Leo doing anything that's going to frustrate him.
That was going to be my question for you, Sean, is you mentioned when something's not going right for Tank or if he doesn't have his way or you kind of stand up to the bully, how can Leo do that is my question.
Just win rounds. Just
Okay.
piss him off. Like, he'll be taking punches on the ropes because I know Tank, he likes to rest in times, and
Yeah.
I think Leo could have his best success there.
Right.
Don't we all like to wrestle?
Yeah, right. And he's not going to throw 80, 90 punches around to match Santa Cruz. He's going to try and stop him from that output by hitting him with big shots.
Yeah.
But I think he could just frustrate him with, when he wants to lay on the ropes and there's going to be Mexican fans there in San Antonio and Leo's just that. And that's scoring, that's winning him rounds. That could piss him off and just like, just angry at the crowd for cheering for what he feels isn't as effective work as it really is.
And he's one of those people actually affected by the crowd because after a fight where he missed weight and he won by knockout, they booed him. His reaction was like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
Like that really gets to him.
Well, he hit that guy. Remember
Pedraza?
No, that was when he fought on Mayweather McGregor undercard, and he hit the guy in the back of the head a couple times because he wasn't himself that night. He had problems making weight, and that was a little bit of an example of what I'm talking about with when you don't let him have his way. He got angry, hit the guy out of the clinch in the back of the head. It was ruled a knockout. He got the knockout, but just Leo by. He can't hurt him, but he can just be a gnat. I remember, Sam Solomon when he fought Winky Wright. Winky Wright was so much better than Sam Solomon, but he just kept working and working and working and working.
It's just like this guy will not quit.
Right.
Just won't quit. Like, I can't get him out of here.
Don't you know your punches aren't hard and mine are rocking you? Why don't you just go away? Like you said, he might why is this guy still standing?
And
But
even in a
Leo's
Gamboa
chin.
fight, he took the middle of the fight off. I felt like
Oh yeah,
Gervonta
Once he knew
relaxed.
he was gonna go some rounds, he did.
Yeah, he relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Leo's chin is going to be very interesting to see because we haven't seen him in there with somebody like Tank yet.
Yeah.
And
good
it's
luck
gonna-
taking those shots, man.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like I don't think like you mentioned Leo being a Mexican fighter, he wants to come forward. He's not going to quit. He just even outside of that, he seems like that kind of guy himself that just he wants to keep going. He's got that warrior mentality, but when you're getting hit with shots like that,
Right.
sometimes you don't really have a choice of, should I go down here or not? Sometimes your body makes that decision for you, and it's done deal.
That's actually true. I've seen that.
And I think he's never been up to power this.
There's
I
not a lot of
hope he.
people that
I
have
hope.
power
Yeah, I
like
hope
that.
he gonna deal with the power because he's definitely gonna be tested.
Well, that's what he said. Hopefully, I can deal
Yeah.
with the power. He literally said, "Hopefully."
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
that was a very odd thing to say. I saw that as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
because a flash knockdown is different. Sean, you've been down flash. Keith
Allegedly.
Thurman been down with a flash knock. Oh, he really was down.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but at the end of the day, you guys still got grade A chins.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, man.
The interesting thing, though, yeah, go.
What weight is this at?
130.
130.
Oh, I got Leo by
Allegedly.
knockout.
Yeah.
As you said.
Yeah, also
I think he
I got
will,
Leo
yeah.
by knockout.
You do not.
Everybody think that
He's not gonna make
Everybody thinks it's gonna.
He's not gonna
He's
make
gonna
weight.
drain himself trying to make the weight.
That's what I think. That dropping, and he also has. He's gonna do everything to make weight because he's actually penalized for every.
What you mean? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That happens anyway. Yeah.
Shouldn't
Even-
he be a natural 130 pounder?
Yeah.
Because he's 5'5".
Absolutely.
He's not as big
So
as
is Sean.
Absolutely.
He walks. He's a big dude when he's not training. You
Yeah.
can see it.
Yes.
Is that just his body type, or you think it's
You was there beginning of camp. You see how big he was because I
It's
seen
his-
the video too.
it's
when he-
his-
Right.
beginning of camp. I'm like, he's a big guy when he's out of camp.
It's his body style.
He's Carson. No
Nice.
defense.
No, none taken.
It's his body style. I
I'm
wouldn't
Deontay
say
Wilder.
that.
Yeah, I'm
No,
about
yeah.
150.
It's his body style, but it's also his lifestyle as
He
well.
bigger than you.
A lot of guys don't like to be told what to do, and I think that that's one thing with boxers. We feel like we're alone in everything, and so we're kind of like back up off me. I got it. I'll handle it. He's one of the fighters in particular that if he gets better counseling in between fights, better counseling through his training, that he could be an even better fighter than he is now. He takes some things away from himself when you are gaining that kind of weight in between fights, and you're training more to make weight than you are to training your skills,
Yeah, sharpen
training
your game plan.
training your game plan and things like that. He is one fighter I can say definitely operates a lot more on his athleticism
Yeah.
than he does
Tactical maneuvers.
improvements and when we talk about
Being a professional outside the ring.
yeah, a professional boxer. I'm not saying he's not a professional boxer. However, there's other things other than
Little
just getting in
things.
the ring without a headgear that makes you a professional boxer, a professional athlete. And he's definitely one of the guys out there who's missing some pieces to the puzzle outside of the ring.
There's no reason why he shouldn't be top 10 pound for pound. In
Yeah.
terms, it's all there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's fast, powerful, and slick.
Yeah.
And we talked about his coordination.
I would
His
say
moves are
he's-
clean.
I would
They're
say
not-
he's top
yeah.
10. I don't think, whatever, pound for pound, whatever. I don't really play on all that pound for pound stuff. But
Yeah, but
if you ask me right
my
now,
eyes
who's,
say he's one
who's
of the
your
best.
top,
Yeah.
who's one of your top 10? Is he one of your top 10s in the world? I'll say yeah. In any weight class, he's definitely one of the top 10 fighters. And again, that's given the fact that he focuses more on losing weight than he does just his skills and game planning and how much rest am I gonna get today, this week? Let me take this weekend off. Let me take this Friday off. All of there's small nuances that separates the world champions from everybody else.
Yep.
And I think that even though he is a world champion, and I think the weight that when he misses weight on the scale, I think that tells
You think
itself.
his skills and his natural gifts mask some of the other things?
Yes.
Kind of the way I'm perceiving that.
Yes.
And Floyd, I mean, his mentor is Floyd. Floyd advised, I don't know all that stuff, but
Right.
Floyd should break that down because outside the ring, Floyd was a true boxing wise, he was a professional.
Well, we also talked about that when we just kind of briefly joked about Floyd training Deontay. It's different to do it yourself, it's very easy for Floyd. He just naturally was that guy.
He knew
made
what he
himself-
wanted, and
he had his
he had
goal.
the discipline.
He had his discipline. So I can
His father.
his father.
He was trained young with it.
I can tell you to do something 50 times,
Yeah,
but if you don't want to do it,
You're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Grown man.
Yeah,
And everybody's
because he's kind of hard headed.
And everybody's motivation is different. You know, if Floyd for a long time he's still behind the O, but the O also guaranteed him money.
Yeah.
Which ultimately I'm not gonna judge the man, but I think that's probably one of the number one things that he is motivated by is the money. And of course the O, because the O guarantees the money. And so when you talk about Tank Davis, of course he's undefeated. Of course he's behind Floyd, but he's from DC. He had a different upbringing. What is his motivation now to make weight? I would love for his motivation simply to be to shut everybody up.
Yeah.
Because if that's what it is, that's going to make you make weight and do it in a healthy way, a very good nutritional way, and on top of that, you're 100% in the fight.
Maybe we see that.
Maybe we see that. You know,
I'm down for it.
And
'cause
basically from right now until Saturday night is a big decision in the fight.
Yeah.
Well, if he's in
How
that
is he
kind of
losing weight?
if he's in that kind of shape, Tank, to me, Leo really has no chance of winning the fight. Because to me,
Yeah, if he
Tank's got to help him a lot and beat himself.
Yeah, if this is the fight where he really did kind of figure it out, because I think any athlete, but I think boxers as well, there's at some point there's kind of a crossroad where you're like, do I want to keep going down this route where I'm struggling to make weight? So maybe this is the fight where Tank was like, okay, this is I'm done with that. Now I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna focus on my game plan. And yeah, like Shawn said, if he's like that, it is. Yeah, I see. It is.
It could be a dominant performance.
done deal.
and don't get me wrong, he looks amazing right now. But also, this jackass looked amazing and missed weight. So you just never know.
There was one, just not to harp on that, but when people talk positively about Shawn after that fight with Ugas, they'll always say, "Oh yeah, Shawn Porter, he's great. He's always in shape. He's always on weight." Like, he literally missed weight, so he's not always on weight. He literally missed it. So
Hey,
The afro.
You know what?
something.
He learned from that experience. It will never happen again. I guarantee you that.
We'll tell the story eventually.
Shawn, it's a price you have to pay to have long hair, right?
But
Gotta,
it is what it is.
know.
But let me ask you this: for both fighters, what's one thing that Leo has to do to be successful next Saturday night?
Box, uses length.
Boxing
Uses jab.
Agreed. 100%.
Uses jab. Tank doesn't like to jab. He likes to range find and set up his power shots. Put like T.O. did last week, put the jab on him, even if it's not landing.
And what about Tank? One thing he needs to do to be successful Saturday night.
Be active.
Be active.
Don't fight in spurts too much, because those spurts are devastating. If they can be, like you said, on fight night, a lot, more bunched together.
Yeah.
You know,
if
and
either you got something different.
yeah, don't take so many rounds off like you did with Gamboa.
what does Tank have to do?
What does Tank
make weight?
Tank have to be to
Just make weight.
And then what about Leo?
I think Leo has to in some way, whether it's footwork, whether it's speed, whether it's using his range, he has to make Tank hesitate at least a little bit.
Ooh.
Because if he doesn't, we mentioned that before.
Think of that.
Because if he doesn't, he's gonna bully him. He's just gonna keep going forward. But if he can, at some point, if Tank isn't seeing what he's expecting, at least you can get him thinking.
Yeah,
And then he's not
for sure.
just going 100% at you.
You sound like you've been in the ring before.
I haven't.
Dang, boy. All right.
I've been around.
Because I didn't
I've been
think of
around
that.
you, yeah.
I had what you had. You got anything
Leo has to be smart brawler.
Yeah, be a smart brawler.
Yeah, think he's gonna have to be using his brain.
It's not about pacing yourself. It's about the right times.
And Leo also
The right moments.
He doesn't need to.
Hold on, you stepping on my man.
No, I was following up on what
Yeah,
Anthony
he
said. He
good.
needs to. He can't reinvent himself though. That was my
Yeah,
concern.
yeah,
Leo,
yeah, yeah.
you can't. We mentioned
Yeah.
it before. You are who you are.
Be Leo.
So you can't go in there and all of a sudden try to completely be a new fighter
Yeah.
because you're fighting an elite fighter.
Yeah.
You might be able to get kind of like with your fight when they were like, oh, Shawn Porter was able to do some different things versus Formella. You can maybe do that versus Formella. You can't adjust on the fly and make up some stuff and freelance against.
like that.
Yeah, I got it. I see it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he just needs to be himself.
You bring up his mic a lot. What's up with his
Because he
mic?
keep hitting it.
I've hit it twice.
Oh, okay.
in
One time I thought you
7
said you broke your
episodes.
mic. I was
Yeah,
like,
no.
It's only been today.
Yeah.
okay.
2 times.
And then what about Tank?
be Tank.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah. It's easy. It's simple.
Knew
Though.
you was
He's not
gonna say that.
wrong though. That was
Yeah, no,
Sean's
he
line.
ain't
I almost said
Sean,
the same thing.
He's mad. It was your line.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, you a hater?
Tank just beat Tank.
Yeah, beat him to the punch 2 times.
Yeah.
For me, I actually have my thoughts are a lot more like obviously we're all right.
Yeah.
And what
Hopefully.
you guys said.
Yeah.
You're all right. In what
I mean,
you
it
just
wasn't
said.
right last time.
Yeah, true.
Oh well.
But that's
oh,
We did give him credit. Yeah, shout out to Sean.
Although I went back and watched the fight, you were right. This is hooting and hollering on
Oh,
so many
man.
catch shots.
I want you to do the same thing he did.
Yeah,
so
go
you
back
feel
and-
bad about yourself.
But we were hooting and hollering because we knew that was gonna win him the
Win
fight.
rounds,
yeah.
We watching the fight this week?
For sure.
Absolutely.
I'll be there.
And then
Hey,
you're
calm
welcome.
down.
You'll be there to back me up.
All right. I don't think y'all too invested on this.
Nah, I don't think.
Nah,
not as
nah.
emotional.
Oh no, I am. I am.
No.
I am.
Okay.
I am for Leo.
Yeah, I'm pulling for
I
Leo.
am for Leo.
I'm good.
If
I
I'm
think-
being 100,
I think I'm not.
Oh,
mad
no,
if,
I'm not.
If Leo wins,
You're
but
not
I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
invested. In
I'm probably I'm gonna be sick when the fight start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
boy.
it's one of them for me.
Oh man,
It's one of them
come
for
on.
me.
But we don't do it,
you
Sean.
and
I know it's one of
Keep
them
it
for me.
professional.
You and I have watched so many fights together.
That was the
over
first time we
years,
did that?
and that was the first time you've ever been like that. I don't know why.
Because I was
The moment
we're
it was a
speaking
combination
on
of everything.
Lopez and Lomachenko.
He's
Go
usually
listen to
at
the
the
other
fight.
episodes.
He's
And
usually
the
at the
reason
fight.
why,
Yeah.
and I am almost usually at the fight. But the reason why I was so excited and so hyped up for the fight is because in my mind, I just knew whenever somebody gets hit, it could either be a wrap or the next guy's coming right back.
Yeah.
And I really did think it was going to be bop, 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 bop
Yeah.
for an entire fight. And it was in a lot of ways, excuse my
wasn't.
language, but it was masterful of Lopez to do his thing. A lot of people wouldn't respect me for saying it was masterful.
Oh,
for
waiting, I was waiting for like an F-bomb or something.
No. But let's get back to it though.
Yeah.
Leo, I think the number one thing Leo has to do is, I agree with what you said, smart with the exchanges, smart with how you use your offense.
Yeah.
If and recognize if Tank is taking time off, if he's trying to pace himself, find those little moments to get off and then get out.
Yeah.
Shake up the rhythm. Shake up the rhythm that Tank being the bully. We know he's gonna want to bully in every fight, and especially this fight.
You mentioned that before I forget. Do you think for Leo, because I don't think any of us think he can just overpower and completely just dominate.
That'd be crazy if he knocks
would
him
be.
out.
Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for
No.
for
It's
Leo,
possible.
No,
for Leo,
it's
do you-
boxing. So
do you think it's something where maybe he goes into it with the mindset of not how do I beat this fighter, but how do I win these rounds? Like you mentioned with those exchanges, if Leo says, okay, it's the third round, he fires off, a great combination, makes Tank miss, fires off another one. Do you think then he says, okay, then I won't press forward. I won that round.
I haven't spoke to Lopez yet, and I don't know. You can tell me if he has said this or not, but it looked like his game plan was to win rounds. It wasn't just to beat Lomachenko. Of course, we want to beat Lomachenko, but how do we beat Lomachenko? Just simply by winning rounds. It looked like that was a part of his game plan, but I think that's a excellent game plan for Leo, is to just win rounds.
Yeah.
Don't get touched. First of all, don't get touched.
Yeah.
And not just because you could get knocked out, but if you're not getting touched,
winning
judges are not scoring the rounds for the other guy.
For sure.
And on top of that, if you're able to rip off spurts, even if you aren't landing, but if you're clearly out of range and distance and you're not getting touched, you're winning rounds. You win the fight. So
It's more for me, I guess I'm compartmentalizing as if you go into the fight, it's easier for me to wrap my head around how do I win rounds against Tank Davis comparatively to how do I beat Tank Davis and how do I dominate Tank Davis.
I'm impressed with you tonight.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm impressed with
I
you
am what I
tonight
am.
because that is the way fighters should think in certain fights. In certain fights,
yeah.
In certain fights, it should be about winning rounds. In certain fights, it should be about winning early rounds.
Yeah.
Because you know a guy is going to wear down
Yeah.
and you'll be able to take advantage at the end of the fight. You know, I think that you're exactly right. This is a fight where Leo's the number one mindset that he should have going into the fight is, of course, I want to out-hustle this guy, but I want to win rounds. I want to win rounds decisively. And then I want to be able to pick and choose where my moments are to be aggressive and do Leo. You know, but I think just doing Leo right off the rip is a bad idea. Doing Leo right off the rip does not end with a lot of power. And ends with a lot of punches, not a lot of power, not a lot of impact on the end of that exchange. And with a guy like Tank Davis, you could be on the back end of that exchange.
What do you have off the top of your head or in the laptop in front of you? Do you know what the undercard is? Is there anything intriguing?
Juan Heraldez versus Regis Prograis.
Oh yeah, I forgot Regis was on the
That's a
fight.
good fight. Yeah, that's the one I remember offhand.
I think that was the one that I was thinking of just now when I asked that. Yeah, he's. I'm not sure about. I'm not familiar with his opponent, but he's got kind of something to prove here for me.
You said that just the other day.
I think he's a great fighter, and I think he has a great future. But the hype with him got kind of crazy, kind of fast, and then he goes over and loses to Josh Taylor.
How many losses does he have?
One.
Oh, he only has one.
Just one.
Well,
Okay.
it's weird. Like all the guys that used to come in the Performance Center, they just win now.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor and Tiafimo.
Yeah,
They were like 0-0 and 1-0.
Yeah.
When I first saw them in the Performance Center, now they're both
that's funny.
almost
think
undisputed champions. Both
T.O.
of them.
wasn't a pro yet, was
Nope.
he?
That's what I mean. He was 0-0,
Oh, got
and
you.
Josh was like 1-0.
Right. I think Josh might have been 2-0 when he came over.
Yeah, I think
He might have been 2-0.
Prograis.
I think that is what it was.
I'm not familiar. I'm not sure, Sean, if you're overly familiar. I'm not familiar with his opponent much.
No, I watched him. He's solid. I'm not sure he's on that level. I wouldn't pick him to win the fight.
Yeah.
But he could box a little bit.
I think this might be one where Prograis should have kind of a showcase, maybe.
He should,
because he just joined PBC, didn't he? Mm-hmm. You're kind of in front of a new audience now, maybe.
he's got to push. If he wants to, he needs to push it. If he doesn't push it and he just kind of does this thing, this guy could go 12 with him.
Yeah.
But if he wants to make a statement, he'll have to
Kind of
put
establish
a foot
himself.
on the pedal and try and get him out of there.
Pull AB out of retirement.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he wants the AB smoke in a big
AB,
way.
Is it
And another interesting side of this, with asking that question, is we don't know where COVID and the quarantine has left some of these guys with preparation for fights like this. You know, so I think the next week's gonna be another big week for boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Tank is probably
Jaime Munguia?
Is he a top?
Usyk,
Is
Derek.
Tank? Yeah, Shawn Porter beat him. Is Tank a top? Is he a top 5 or 10 crossover athlete for boxing?
What do you mean crossover?
Floyd was popular amongst everyone.
Oh,
Marketable.
Floyd.
Yeah.
Marketable, or just like people know who Tank is.
I think people know who Tank is. I don't know if Tank is doing anything outside of the sport other than being great.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that he's doing something outside of sport, but like,
well, no, I mean
people
like
know Canelo.
Yeah.
People know Floyd.
Right.
Tank's got the trap.
Yeah, Adrian Broner.
Yeah,
Adrian
does.
exactly. Like, but
Does he not?
people were doing different things. And like, again, like I don't know if Tank is doing specific things on social media. I don't know if he's doing things that's really getting him the recognition that he has outside of being with Floyd.
Yeah.
I think Floyd's.
I think it should be a big night because with that Tiafimo fight, I don't think a ton of people knew him outside going into that maybe, but afterwards everyone was talking about it. I think Tank, more people will know about it, and I think this fight has a very small percentage chance of being not exciting.
I don't think this is a big enough opponent to push
Leo
it to.
Santa Cruz? You don't think so?
No.
I don't think he's big enough.
No, I disagree. I think this is the perfect opponent
Leo?
to take Leo to another level. 100%.
No. To take Tank to another level, I don't think this is the perfect
Did I just say to take Leo to another
Yeah.
level?
Yeah.
To take Tank
Tank.
to another level. I'm sorry.
you?
Yeah.
This is the perfect opponent to take Tank to another. To
I'll
take Tank to
disagree,
another
but
level.
I'll take it.
And that's why I meant, I think I said that weird. I think there's a very, very good chance this is an exciting fight.
Yeah.
I think the
I was about to
chances
say.
that it's not exciting are slim.
Right.
So I think if you have the combination of a popular fighter and a fight that's going to be action-packed, I think it's
I'm
gonna be a good
interested to
recipe.
see how much Mexican fans buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Leo's always been on pay-per-view, a co-main event guy. You know, he's had some good ticket sales against Frampton and against Abner Mares, but
He's a grown man now. I think that the Mexican following, the Latinos, will definitely tune into the fight. They're going to San Antonio.
Right.
It's going to be hot. down there with Latino fans in the stands, and they're gonna be loud.
You think they got 70%, 30?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
70% Latino.
I can see that.
fans.
But I think this is the perfect fight to take Tank to another level because this is a classic. This is gonna be a classic fight, but it is a classic fight where you have a classic Mexican fighter who is hard-nosed, tough, courageous, no stop, 100 punches around, and essentially willing to do whatever it takes every single round. And then you have another fighter who's just classy, fast, strong,
Throws bombs.
and that's what people want to see, you know. So I think that this is the perfect fight for Tank, and again with having the name
Action packed.
It could be one where you see a big knockout by Tank, or it could be one of those just absolute firefights. Especially when you get towards like 9 to 12.
Yeah, and I could see this. I could see this being one of the fights that is just a classic fight that ends with one fighter getting his hand raised, but both fighters being respected for what they did on that given night. And I think that that's going to happen next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm excited for it.
And you going down there, huh?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Experienced how was the bubble?
It's cool, man. The bubble was nothing for me, man. But I'm in a different I'm on a different end of it than you are, you know, because I'm focused with a lot of things. You're probably
They're not gonna give me the sweet.
Yeah, no, but I'm sure you'll be trying to get.
Come on, Fight Hype, give him the big boy suite.
Sharing a room.
You'll be trying to get the credentials and trying to be at the right place at the right time so you don't get left out and all that kind of. I don't know exactly what's going on with the bubble, especially in San Antonio. But man, have a great time. This will be. Will this be like one of the biggest fights with?
I think it's the first major fight to have an audience.
Back. Yeah. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that, man. You'll enjoy the atmosphere. San Antonio was crazy. I went down there when Adrian Browner fought Maidana. And that was my first time down there. It was crazy. It was amazing.
That's one of the most memorable fights of the 2010s.
I agree.
I
agree.
If that would make a top 10 list for sure.
Yeah. That one had me on my seat.
Hey, my boy Adrian Broner fought back at the end. A lot of people don't get respect for that.
People actually
he fought back
that. We don't have to harp on that one, but people forget that.
Yeah, he fought back at the end. He got toasted, but he fought. He manned up at the end. He fought back.
People act like he actually got knocked out.
Yeah,
but he got knocked down, and then
he said "F it,"
and then he controlled it.
I haven't seen Prime AB since that fight.
That's the first time I seen him.
Prime AB got left down there in San Antonio.
He did. They say some fights change you forever.
Then less than Prime AB dropped you in the 12th round. We're gonna be honest about it. We're going to talk about it.
He lost every other round, though.
Yeah, this is true. Did you score that last round a tie?
No.
Was that a 9-9 round?
No, I had
10-7. Why are you saying so mad, though? Why are you saying so mad?
I was upset. I was undisciplined.
Everyone was upset.
That was the most hesitant. I know people talk about the Pacquiao fight, but he was even more hesitant in your fight.
Yeah.
A lot of holes.
He didn't know what the hell's going on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna tie him up.
Listen, man, we gotta get up out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed what y'all saw. Listen, hit the subscribe button. What else is on there? It's a like button on there. It's a whole bunch of buttons, man. Just start hitting stuff.
Don't hit the dislike.
Or the unsubscribe.
Hit it if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah. No, because once you subscribe, then you can hit the unsubscribe. Don't hit the unsubscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Like,
and then go
comment.
away. Yeah, and then just wait till next week.
Yeah.
God bless y'all. We'll see you on the next.
Hey, Shawn Porter weekend continues.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.